Hi, you guys, it's Jane Fendelman. I want to talk to you about a very stupid mistake that women make repeatedly. And also, I want to talk about Mathew Hussey. Okay, so first of all, you guys know that I love Mathew Hussey. I recommend him highly. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, he's amazing. He's amazing. And I got to meet him last week in Florida, where he was giving an event that I attended. And I got to talk to him afterwards, and I got him to do a little video with me that I'm going to show you. It was for my girlfriend, Tiffany in California, who you guys know I love Tiffany in California. Everyone's going to want to know who Tiffany is because I talk about her all the time. I love her. She's one of my best friends. So she wanted me to get Mathew to say hi to her, and I went one better. I got him to say something very important to her. So here's what I want you to know that Mathew taught about that every woman should know. It's 5 and 5 will always get you 10. 5 and 5 is always 10. Okay, so Mathew, he does boxing, and his boxing trainer, Martin Snow, he's one of the teachers in Mathew's life. Mathew is a brilliant person, and everybody should be this way. You should always be looking around life for great teachers, people you can learn from. So his boxing coach is an actual wise man in his life. And Mathew was talking about this story where he went in for boxing one day, and Martin Snow says, "Mathew, you gotta tell your women this. 5 and 5 will always get you 10. And the concept is women make excuses for men's stupid, bad behavior. Men do the same thing for women. Like when you're in love with somebody and you start making excuses for them, instead of just looking at the behavior and taking it at face value. So I think the story goes, Martin was telling Mathew, if the man, if I keep on doing it, I'll wear out my voice here, but you'll see the video here in a second. Because when Mathew does it, it's hilarious. I laughed every single time. In fact, I've watched this video a few times over, and every time I watch it, it makes me laugh when Mathew is imitating Martin Snow. So Mathew came in one day, and Martin Snow said to him, "You got to tell your women that they're making stupid excuses for men's stupid behavior." And yeah, like I said, men do make excuses, but it seems like women put up with more stupid shit. I think the reason is women, especially in their 20s and 30s, they're looking for marriage and children, and they feel like they're on a time clock. I think men, they feel like they have lots of time. They do. Men do have lots of time for marriage and children. Women don't. So women have to look for a man that wants marriage and children. But what they do is they meet a guy and they get hooked on him sexually. That's what happens. They get hooked on him sexually or romantically, or they see him as somebody that would be a good father or a good provider, or maybe not even a good provider, just they're in love with that guy, and now they're hooked. They're hooked physically, emotionally, and then they try to make him into a man. And then when he has bad behavior, like, I don't know, let's say he drinks a lot, he gets shit-faced on the weekends, or he smokes pot all the time, or he doesn't have a job, and she falls in love with his potential. And then she starts making excuses for him. My favorite, most hilarious excuse I've heard women make for their man is, "Well, he called me a bitch, and he told me we're splitting up, but he was drunk at the time." And I'm like, oh, then that's okay. He was drunk at the time. Oh, then that's okay. He was drunk at the time. So it's okay. It doesn't count because he was drunk at the time. Women, if you're dating a guy that says shitty stuff to you when he's drunk, he's an asshole. So get rid of him. Or he's an alcoholic, or both. He's definitely an asshole. So get rid of him. So Martin Snow, he's telling Mathew, if a guy isn't calling the woman or asking her out or taking her out on dates and moving their relationship forward, he's not interested in a serious relationship with you. So get rid of him. 5 and 5 is always 10. So that's where that expression came from. And I loved it so much when Mathew said that. I loved it. Loved it. So when I was talking to Mathew afterwards, I said, will you say hi to my girlfriend Tiffany, and will you also do the 5 and 5 is always 10? Because I love when you say that. I love when you say it like Martin Snow. So I think I just said, will you say 5 and 5 is always 10? And he said, yeah, sure. So we turned on the camera and we started rolling. And then he didn't do it. He said it in his voice, which is lovely, of course, his lovely British accent. But then I was like, no, get back here. Say it like Martin Snow. He was like, okay. And then he did it like Martin Snow. So it was the best. So I want you to remember what Mathew says, Martin says. 5 and 5 is always 10. And now here's Mathew Hussey imitating his boxing trainer, Martin Snow. Tiffany, this is Mathew. Mathew, this is Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
She lives in California.
How are you, Tiffany? I hope you're doing well. Why aren't you here with us right now? Why isn't Tiffany?
She should be. I told her to come.
All right.
She's
Tiffany,
working.
Tiffany, I'm going to need you to get your act together and come see us so I can meet you.
And Mathew's favorite trainer is in California, Martin Snow.
Yeah, go see
and Martin
Martin
Snow says 5, you see, 5 and 5 is 10.
5 plus 5 is 10.
No, the way you imitate him.
5 plus 5 is always 10.
Oh my God, that was excellent. Thank you. That was perfect. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to Mathew Hussey. You're brilliant. You're a genius mind. I'm so honored to have met you and got to spend time with you. And I hope you like my YouTube video. Mathew, like my YouTube video. In fact, Mathew, you should become a subscriber of mine. So thank you guys. Okay, so always remember, 5 plus 5 is always 10. Don't make up stupid excuses for your guy. There's so many fish in the sea. And just remember how gorgeous and beautiful you are, really, because it shines from the inside. I don't care how beautiful a chick is. If she's not beautiful on the inside, she's not even a little bit pretty. Sorry. Comes from in here. Okay, I love you. Mwah. I'll see you next time.